And here we go on our Tuesday edition, the Hey Mary Kay edition of the Orange and Brown Talk podcast. It is training camp week, Mary Kay, but of course, everyone's still wondering about Deshaun Watson. We got a number of lengthy questions about Deshaun. I'm going to shorten some of these, but the most direct question came from the Pope in sunny Fremont, California. So I'm assuming not the actual Pope. He says, "Hey Mary Kay, essentially, what is taking so long in getting a decision here from Sue Robinson?"
Well, Pope, it's kind of like when, they have to wait for the smoke to waft out of the Vatican when they're choosing a new Pope. So, basically in its simplest form, Sue L. Robinson, the former federal judge, requested briefs from both sides. Those were due on July 11th. On July 12th, Tuesday, July 12th. And then after that, she needs to take her time going over those 5-page maximum briefs, which kind of summarize things that went on in the hearing. And I'm guessing that you can possibly introduce new information in those briefs as well, if you have anything, or to clarify things. So then she has to spend a considerable amount of time going over those documents. And at that point, then she starts to make her decision. And not only does she have to make up her mind on what the suspension should be or the fine or whatever, then she has to write it out. And how, when you see those written documents from lawyers and judges and people in the judicial system, they're very thorough. They're very thoughtful. This isn't something that she's just, writing on a napkin while she's at dinner. I mean, she really has to put a lot of thought and effort into this. And I do believe that she has other things going on too. I don't think this is the only thing that she's doing. So I think she's taking her time and she wants to get this right. And it's important because this is the first case under the new collective bargaining agreement, the revisions whereby there is a jointly appointed officer. So this is the first time this is happening, and everyone wants the process to go smoothly. So that's basically what's going on. I wouldn't be surprised if it stretches into next week, a day or two. I also wouldn't be surprised if something happens anytime this week. So she's not going to be looking at her calendar and thinking, geez, the Browns have a full squad practice on Wednesday, so I better hurry up and make up my mind. She is going to go through the process and give it exactly what it needs.
Yeah, I was thinking about this today. We've all sort of, we always talk about the Supreme Court and their ruling process, right? And you hear about the hearings they have, and it takes months and months sometimes for them to finally issue their ruling and their written statement and how they rule on a case. So it's obviously not going to take that long here, but when you have a federal judge in the process, she's going to take her time. And the other part of it is essentially what she rules is going to be what they use in the appeal process. There's not new information, so she has to make this a very thorough ruling, a very thorough document. And this is ultimately what Roger Goodell or his appointee is going to consider when it comes time to hear an appeal.
Absolutely. And, there are so many layers to this, as you just pointed out, a very important one. And then it's the fact that I really think that the NFL and the NFLPA are going to want to be respectful of the process. I mean, they're jointly hired, they're jointly appointed former federal judge, very professional, very respected, retired judge. And, I just don't think they're going to want to disregard not that they would disregard it, but I think either side is going to have to think long and hard about appealing her ruling after she went through a very thorough 3-day hearing, after the NFL did a very, very extensive investigation into Deshaun. I just don't think this is something where anybody's going to take it very lightly, including her. So she's putting just all of her effort into it and hoping to come up with something, I'm guessing, that that is fair and that everyone can live with. But we'll have to see how that shakes out.